This is David Stevens with FinWealth Builders, and it is Tuesday, June 15th, 2021, and this is a stock market analysis for the dates actually leading up to the next couple of days. The reason I said there's caution ahead is because the FMOC meeting concludes on Wednesday. They should be coming out with information around 2 o'clock. And the reason why that's important is it could affect the way the market swings. So if you're a day trader or even a swing trader, it could affect you probably more than people that are long-term. Although, there could be an impact to any long-term investors as well, because the market could change depending on what comes out, or could not do anything. Also, there's a witching hour. This is a quad witching hour. We'll talk about that as well, but that's on Friday, and so that's important as well. It can also swing the markets in one way or another. So just two things to be aware of. Doesn't mean you need to sell out everything necessarily. Doesn't mean, it also just means be careful this week, because there's a lot of activity and actions that could swing markets one way or the other, and you could get whipsawed out of your positions if you're trying to trade and not know what you're doing. So just be careful out there with your trading, and be careful with how much you risk this week. And I'll get more into the details as we get through this program. Also, we're going to be covering stocks that are important, our movers today and during this week and going forward. So let's get right into it. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. It's FinWealth Live, and that way we can continue bringing you new updates and content, as well as the trades that we're trading. Again, we're not licensed financial advisors, and this is for entertainment purposes only, but hopefully we'll help you to give you some ideas and some education along the way. As far as the earnings calendar, you can see that it's getting pretty light. Oracle reported after the close, H&R Block, Lazy Boy. Those are definitely stocks to look at in the morning to see if there's some volatility that you can take advantage of. It's really a light week this week as we kind of wrap down, and we're kind of running down on the earnings. So as we get through this rest of this session here, you'll probably see these drop off, and we'll just focus on core stocks. To talk about the Fed meeting. So the Fed meeting started today. It goes through tomorrow, and then 2 o'clock they'll come out and talk about what the impacts are to the economy, interest rates, and things like that. And so sometimes if they announce anything big, as far as anything that would scare the market, then there could be adjustments. If they talk about things being perfect and good and healthy, sometimes it could swing the market up, because all of a sudden, people think it's positive and everything's healthy and strong. Sometimes they say nothing, and that's one way or the other, and you can still see some movement. So it's just about being careful and waiting for that 2 o'clock meeting. And you'll see probably the market might be a little flat too. It's been flat, today quite a bit in preparation for that meeting, because everybody's kind of waiting to hear, what the Feds have to say before making additional investment decisions one way or the other. So just something to be aware of. Triple witching hour. So our quadruple actually. So that's on for this round. It's June 18th. So just in a few days here. And that's when basically all the futures and all the options positions, all contracts expire pretty much at the same day. So that means there's a lot of movement of capital, a lot of people trying to close positions, cover positions. And so that can create a lot of volatility in the market, where the market prices could be swinging quite a bit. So that's, if you're a scalp trader, it can be to your advantage. If you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money too. So just be careful out there this week, especially as we get into Friday. And the one thing I've seen, I'll just give you this warning. Sometimes the actual expiration happens on Friday, but sometimes I've seen things happen on Thursday, to where the volatility is on Thursday instead of Friday. So just be careful out there. It doesn't have to necessarily happen on Friday, but it has to happen by Friday. All these expiration changes, anybody who's rolling over or repurchasing are going to have to be doing that by Friday. So just another thing to be aware of. For the market today, so Dow Jones closed down 0.27%, NASDAQ down 0.71%, and S&P 500 down 0.2%. You can see that the big techs that were up or just slightly down. I mean, not a lot. So pretty well flat is what I would consider it. But all the big flying companies we're all down a little bit slightly today. Energy was strong. You can see it's the strongest sector that we had. Utilities were okay. Pretty much everybody else was mixed, but tech was kind of hit a little bit today. But they've had a good run up quite a bit, and may continue to as sector rotations come into play. So that the top players here were ALF that hit the scanners, and TRCH and CLDS. I did not trade all these, but ALF I did, and so we'll cover that real quick here. You can see here that we had a nice bounce up here from about just under $4 up to $6 real quick, and that's when at least when I saw the scanner hit, that is it's almost around $6 already. So you had to get in pretty quick and be ready for whatever's going to hit that scanner. So $6 up to almost $8. So if you got this whole thing in the morning, pre-market, this is pre-market is when this hit, and I just hadn't got up and missed it. So that's why I talked about getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. If you really want to hit everything the market has to offer, you have to be up before 4 to hit the pre-market. But so this is all pre-market, and then hit the market, and then you got quite a bit of time that you could have got into this trade before it dumped a little bit real quick, and then it's just spiked up, and that was your ride. So I'm gonna keep this on the radar tomorrow. You can see that this is extended hours. Without it, that's all you see. Extended hours, you can see that it's trying to pop up here a little bit higher. So it's around 730 right now. It popped up as high as 780. So definitely look at tomorrow. I think this one might pop. So definitely be watching that in the morning. TRCH, you can see that pre-market it popped up. This gave you the warning that hey, this was a possibility. You see it dip back down just under $5, and then it is rallied up to $6. So not a big runner, but very inexpensive stock. So I mean, taking advantage of this is key. I mean, you can get it by a lot of shares typically on these. So a good run up to $6, faded out the rest of the day. You could have got this dip here at 470 where it came back in to support here again and bounced back up. Not a lot though. I mean, this is almost not even worth the trade at this point. You have more risk on both sides, especially when it's got gaps between the two. So PT, this was from the other day. So yesterday we got the ran up, and then today it ran up as well. But then you can see that it faded down. So there's another opportunity today. So that's why I said on some of these stocks we get a nice run up one day. The second day you get another chance at it, and that's what happened today. Is you had a nice chance to get back in to RAPT, and then you see it fade back down to the 50% retracement mark, which I talk about almost in every video. That stocks go up and they typically retrace about 50% on average, not all the time, but on average. So that's exactly what we saw here. So that means it's pretty predictable on what the stock's going to do. So here's a day. You can see that it pulled back in the morning down to 36 and then ran up to $43 and then just kind of faded away the rest of the day. So that was your move right there. So if you're going to grab it. ENOB, you can just see that this one was from yesterday as well. It just kind of faded off and down. So I'm just going to take this off my list. I'm not going to watch it anymore. So Invax was an awesome play yesterday, and today, pretty much kind of faded off. It gave you really, I mean, unless you're shorting this, if you're shorting it, which I shorted a little bit of it. I didn't stay in it long. I didn't catch it early enough to grab this play here. I just shorted it down later in the day, but yeah, I mean, you could have shorted it all day long if you're watching it, or you got this little dip here where you could have grabbed it. But after the dip, that was pretty much it. So, will this swing back up? I don't know. I'll have to wait to see what the Fed say. There's a chance that this could pop back up, but I think for me, it probably did its run. I'll probably be looking for other stocks, but we'll see. We'll see. It's on the list at least for another day. Stocks under 10. So EYES was on our list. You can see that it came up. hit resistance there around 730 and pull back down here to 662. Um, so we'll watch this one. It's still above the moving averages, so we'll see if it pops back up. It could consolidate here for a little bit to find energy to try to pop up. If it falls below the 100, it's going to come down here towards that 200. So make sure you have your stop in. Your stop should be probably around, just under here. So maybe around, 590, six, maybe around the 617 if you want to be at the 20, but usually just about under that. So depends on what your risk tolerance is. So not financial advice, but make sure you have your stops in, because I'm not sure if this is going to pull back here. You can see I had a nice run up, and it's kind of sitting right in the middle right now. Retracement again. PRTY, that was also, we had a nice little ramp up. Watched it the next day, it kind of faded back, and it's kind of faded back down again. So down to the 20. If it holds this, I mean, there's a chance it could pop back up, but Party City, I think the party's over, at least for now, but it is still bullish. This could be possible, swing a trade or a long trade if it stays above the 20, as long as it's there. It could still be bullish. It could go up to as high as the $11. That was the last high. Yeah, we'll leave it on for a couple more days, but the volume's dropped off. It's below normal. This trade might be done. Stocks 10 to 100. Workhorse. Thought Workhorse was going to run up again. It has not, but it is consolidating still over the 200. So as long as it stays over that 200, we'll leave it in play here for a couple more days just to see if it has a chance to want to pop back up here. If it doesn't and continues to fade, which it looks like it has been, that'll be off the list, and we'll have some new ones on the list, especially after the Feds meet and give us their announcements. LI, continue to watch this one. It's consolidating right here. It's staying above that 5, just kind of hovering resistance line there at 28.21. So if we can get over that mark and we can run up towards, back into the 30s range, 32, 33, that would be great. So just waiting to see, make sure we stay above the 5 and just see what comes out of this Fed meeting, see if that gives us enough to bump that up. AYX popped up, came back down here, and it's sitting right there on the 50. And so as long as it doesn't fall below that 50, we'll let it consolidate and see if it can break back up and try to make another run at the 88 level. So that's another one we're watching. Pets, it's just flat. It's above the 200. So as long as it stays above this 200, it can hopefully build some energy to pop back up again. So we'll leave it on for a couple more days just to see if it can get some of that momentum going again. Stocks 100 to 250. AMC, continues to deliver every day. So far, it's doing well. And it's, my personal opinion. This my personal opinion is it's doing a lot better than GameStop. As far as how it's reacting, the price action that you're seeing, seems like it's a lot more stable than what we saw from a GameStop. Now, could that change? It could change tomorrow. Who knows? But right now, it's giving you a nice play today. Gave you a nice play this morning right away, right up to almost $65, and then before fading away back down here to 59. After hours, just watching after hours, we had a couple dollars in after hours mark movement as well. So definitely this is my every morning stock to look at. It's on the list. It's on charts. I got orders ready to go. So going to continue watching that one as long as it continues to play for us. EA had that nice ramp up. Thought we were going to try to break through that the resistance level there at 140, 148.98. It kind of failed, and it's pulled all the way back down here. Actually pulled back almost, just touched the 20, which is, that's pretty emotional swing back that far. So will it run up? I'm not sure. This one I'm really cautious on now because you can see every time it's hit resistance, it pulls back quite a bit. It's pretty dramatic. Now, if you stay in there, this was a 3-day pullback and then it ramped back up and tried again, but you only got 50% retracement back up. So, if your price was up here when it ramped up, and it came down here, you may be able to be lucky and break even if you held on long enough. If not, you're taking a loss. So just make sure you're getting the bottoms of these off the 20 when you're buying in, and not buying up here at the top, because you get these drops here where it rejects and you're going to lose money. And you can see that last time it came up, we had a big old drop here, drop below the 200, took another run for it. It was able to break through, but then the next day it kind of fell back through. I tried again, failed again, broke back down. So, as long as you're willing to go through these long swings, this might be a stock for you. But, look at this one here where it popped up through, and then look at this long fallout for several days. So this here, when I see that, and I see that the behavior of the stock was like that before, this makes me really nervous that this one might just be done. So be careful. If you're still in it, you might be able to get out, a 50% retracement out of it. But we have the Fed's meeting, we have expiration going on. So this one really scares me, and I'm glad I'm not in it right now, because it did fail to break through. So you can see that Allegiant came up. It just kind of hovering there. It kind of did nothing today. We'll see if it can stay in this channel here. If it breaks through the support line, we'll get rid of it. If it can break up through new highs, we can go, but we're bullish. We're above all the moving averages, so we have a chance of going up there higher. So 250 plus, GameStop, not 250, but not now, but it was pretty close. But I put it in that grouping just because we're up close to that 350, but we're down below 250 now. We're down to 222. So you can see this big, we're pulling back down here. Now we're kind of flat here. We could possibly pop back up here, but when I see this, for me, that's no trade right now on GameStop. Crowd, CRWD, had a nice run up. You can see we just retraced the last few days back down to support. We're still above the 5. So we might consolidate in here before trying to pop back up there again. If we fall below the 237, 227 level here, then stopping out here. But that's where that's at. Tesla is kind of choppy. You can see kind of where it's kind of like going back and forth through here, and it's kind of tighten this channel here. We'll see if it can let's get some momentum to break up through here, through the 630 range, and head north up towards 660, or if it continues to break down, which it looks like it did settle just below that 600 mark, which seems to be a big resistance when it was coming up. So now that it broke through there, it may come back here and try to revisit the 200 down this 583 level. If it breaks that 200, we're going to be coming back to 560 level, maybe even a little bit lower. So just something to be aware of on Tesla. I didn't trade it at least today and last couple of days. So trying to watch it, but I don't have my eye on other stocks that are coming up. So, but yeah, this is usually a good trader. If you're putting puts on this, you're able to short this stock, you got a good ride today. But it wasn't me. Twilio. So Twilio was making a nice run here. It kind of pulled back for a day, still, sitting above the 50, and the 5 and the 10 and the 20. So still on the radar. See if we can pull up here. We have a gap to fill up here. See if we can continue to ramp this up. So Twilio still on my list. Amazon, kind of flat. So you notice we got a pop, and then we had a smaller day, and then we get a pop, and then a flat day, and then pop again, and we got a flat day. This could be affected by the Fed's meeting that's coming out, or possibly even the quad witching this week. So keep an eye on this. Still really bullish right now. We're extended above the 5, so we could have a little bit of pullback day if we wanted to retrace this candle. But otherwise, if we can keep above that resistance level and it becomes support, then we can kind of start to ramp up to towards that 3480 level. So Bitcoin crypto, so you can see Bitcoin's kind of flat right here, just kind of consolidating here under the 200. So it's got to break above that 200 to move forward if it wants to move towards that 43,000 level again. So just consolidating. You see just several days consolidation here. So just trying to figure out where it wants to go, get enough energy to do it. Ethereum's same thing. It's in this nice little channel for now. And Cardano is in a channel as well. So still, it's has upward movement, which is good. But it's got to break through this $1.55 level here if it wants to move forward. Doge is kind of consolidating down. It's kind of low. It makes me nervous when I see it, the stock on the lower part of the band, because that usually means lower prices are coming. And if it does, then we could be, we've been hovering around this 31, 34 cent. We could pull back towards the 30 level again, and maybe even down at 29 if we can't get some momentum going here, because we are at the bottom of that level right there. So futures indexes, S&P 500. So you can see that we're still in this little channel here. We had a run up, had resistance, we pulled back. So, but we're still, above the 5, so we're still bullish. Same with Qs, triple Qs, futures. So NASDAQ, you can see that it pulled up and it retraced back almost the whole candle, but we're still above the 5. So you see that same with the semiconductors. And again, all this could be waiting on the Feds, see what the Feds have to say tomorrow. Dow Jones has been weak for almost a week. Nope, not trying to be funny, but it's been about a week. So we'll see if it continues to slope down here, or if it can, get some strength after the Fed's meeting. Maybe we can pop through this and start heading back up again. But right now, the Dow Jones is looking at on a weak trend here. IWM, so you can see here, it kind of pulled up, pulled back, pulled up, pulled back. So it's just kind of consolidating here. We'll see what the Feds, if that moves that at all. But right now, it's just kind of just sitting flat there in a range. Financials, pretty flat today, but still on this downward trend so far. And we're looking at a week worth there too. So we'll see if that continues to pull back. This one, since we're talking about interest rates and things like that relate to the Feds, that very well could influence that. And the XLF index the financial index could be just waiting to see what the Feds have to say. So watch this one, see if we can pop back out of here and start heading north, or if we're going to fall out, we could fall down to this 50 moving average here, 36.64. If the news was really bad, we could have a real pullback. But nobody knows right now. Could be nothing. Could be just no news. So we'll see what happens. But that's what's going on in the market. Those are the stocks I'm trading, that I'm watching, and where I see the market at today. So again, please subscribe to our channel so that you can get these updates and hopefully get stock ideas that help you to be successful in your trading. And let me know if you like this new format. And if that helps you or not, or if it makes it confusing, I'll stop doing it. If it's too much, I'll start to lessen the number of stocks I share and just share just a couple key ones for the day. I try to put those at the beginning, but I can sort this anyway that helps you in your investing and helps you to be effective in your trading. Everybody have a great night. Be careful tomorrow. 2 o'clock is going to be when the news comes out from the Feds. So be paying attention and be ready to adjust according to what we hear. Have a good night.